Hello guys, my name is Manas Garg and I am doing Masters in Resilient Horticulture from HSWT, Freising, Germany. And today there is a series going on about sustainable business management, and this is the third video of that series. And the concept is about sustainability. There is something like weak sustainability and there is a strong sustainability. Whenever you are going to approach for a project management post, you are becoming a manager of the company, so this can be a questions asked by the interviewer about the weak sustainability or the strong one, and there are more questions can be asked. So be focused and make notes along with it. So let's start without wasting any time. So what is weak sustainability? It assumes that natural capital like nature, which is a nature, can be replaced by human made capital like technology, infrastructure, or money. Like we are cutting the trees and we will plant new trees somewhere else, and here we will build our company, our business, our greenhouse. But think, this is a weak sustainability. If you are cutting here the plants and grow somewhere else, this that don't equalize each other. So this is the weak sustainability. So its key points are: nature can be substituted, and according to weak sustainability, nature can be substituted. Technology can solve environmental problems. It is support economic growth and focus on maintaining total capital, which is very wrong. Okay, for example, a company cut down trees but plants new ones and invest in renewable energy. So this is the weak sustainability. And the strong is strong sustainability state that natural capital cannot be replaced because ecosystem have ecological limits. Okay, its key points are: nature has limits, biodiversity must be protected, e- economic growth should not damage ecosystem, and natural resources must be conserved. For example, protecting peatlands instead of extracting peat, because damaged peatlands cannot easily be restored. Okay, so we are protecting the peatlands instead of extracting peats. So this is the example of strong sustainability. And the key difference between weak and strong sustainability is their nature can be replaced, but here nature cannot. Technology solve the problems, but nature has ecological limits. They cannot be changed by the technology and solved by the technology. And weak sustainability is they support economic growth, but strong is protect ecosystem first, then see about the economics. And weak sustainability flexible environmental limits. They think that the environment is flexible, we cut then we grow is easy, but in the strong approach we strict the environmental limits. So there's a memory trick is: weak replaced nature, strong means protect nature. Okay, so now talking about planetary boundaries, it is also very important topic. Planetary boundaries are the environmental limits within which humanity can safely operate without causing irreversible damage to earth. Okay, so this is the boundary made by the planet or nature, that here you can do the human work you want, but don't cross their limit. Okay, so their purpose is to protect earth's ecosystem, and it prevent environmental crisis and guide sustainable business decisions. Okay, so there are 9 planetary boundaries, like climate change. Okay, the second is biosphere integrity, biodiversity. The third is land system change, and land system change means in the previous time the land is organic and is much more, but now a time There is so much disasters coming, crisis due to overuse of pesticides. The land system is not good now a time. So we cross that boundary. And the fresh water change. Fresh water is also now very difficult to found. Biogeochemical flows like the nitrogen and phosphorus when we do the mulching for the nitrogen fixation. So these are the games we are doing which is not so much good. Ocean acidification. The ocean water is now the pH of it is reducing, so that's also the boundary we crossed. The atmospheric erosion loading and the stratospheric ozone depletion, the ozone layer is also depleting, and the novel entities, chemical pollutions and plastics, overuse of cars, petrol, diesel. So these are the 9 planetary boundaries which you should remember. Okay, so they are the environmental limits within which humanity can safely operate without causing irreversible damage to earth. Okay, so now most relevant planetary boundaries for horticulture, like the climate change, biodiversity loss, freshwater use, land system change, nitrogen and phosphorus pollution. Okay, so excessive fertilizer use pollutes the river and damages the ecosystem. This is the example of horticulture. Okay, so why these boundaries are important for business? Like reduce environmental risk. If a businessman has these 9 boundaries in mind, then the reduction of environmental factors risk will decrease, and there is a chances of improvement in resource efficiency. There is a support in long term business success and encourages sustainable innovations. Okay, so now talking about the next model, which is Doughnut model. This model is developed by Kate Ravot, and their aim is to fulfill the human needs while staying within the earth ecological system or limits. Okay, so again, see, this subject is about sustainability, so we will talk about the environment, earth, human, social, economic. Okay, so what Doughnut model is about: you have some ecological limits, and you should stay within it and fulfill your needs. Okay, so there are 2 boundaries, like the inner ring, the social foundation, like minimum condition for a good quality of life. What is it? Like food, water, health, education and house. Okay, so these are the some things, basic things which a person want for the basic life spent on this earth. So this is the inner ring, social foundations. Okay, but the outer ring is ecological ceiling, environmental limits that should not be exceeded, like the climate change, biodiversity loss, pollution, water use. You should not your actions should not affect these factors. Okay, so these are some climate, and you can also include the 5 other planetary boundaries in it. Okay, so meet everyone's basic need without exceeding environmental limits is the Doughnut model. Okay, so if we see the difference between them, traditional model and the Doughnut model, traditional says that focus on the GDP growth, focus on the profit, economics, but Doughnut say balance the economy with the society and the environment. Okay, and in the traditional, environment often ignored, and we see the growth of the company, but the Doughnut says respect the ecological limits and the sustainable development first. Okay, so now the another very important, rebound effect. See, this is very important topic. Rebound effect occur when the efficiency improvements increase resource use. Okay, reducing the expected environmental benefits. So its example I will give you, like see, you are using the lower heating cost, like in a greenhouse you need a heating, and there is a machine which is very low cost and it absorbs so much less electricity. So you think that I do the sustainable work, I am using this machine which is very cheaper and also not affecting much on the environment, so you are using it. But now with the time you are thinking that it is so cheaper and not taking some energy or money electricity, so you are using in a double time, so it will equalize the effect you are applying in an environment. So the rebound effect is you are using the efficiency, but you use it so many time that affect the environment. Okay, so its key point is efficiency lowers cost, and lower cost encourage more consumption, and the more consumption affect the environmental benefits, and efficiency alone is not enough here. Okay, for example, an energy efficient greenhouse has lower heating cost. Okay, an energy efficient greenhouse has a lower heating cost, so the manager heats it for a long period, increasing total energy use. Okay, so here the efficiency is not equal to sustainability. Sustainability is about we are using it for the limited time. Okay, its type are direct rebound, like more use of the same resource. Example, cheaper greenhouse heating, so you are doing for a longer time, heating used more often. And the indirect rebound, money saved is spent elsewhere. Example, energy saving, but you are build a larger greenhouse. So this is an indirect rebound. Okay, so these are the factors which you should know as a manager of a company, a sustainable company. Okay, so now the backfire. Rebound is about you are affecting the environment while using the efficiency, but what happen if you see the backfire? It is about, it is given by the Gibbons paradox, and efficiency increase so much that the total resource use become even higher than before. Okay, so you are using the efficiency so much, like in starting you are using a 60 power heater, okay, in a greenhouse, but you think that you should maintain the efficiency, so you buy the 30 power heater, but now it is taking the much less electricity, and it is also cheaper, so you think that we should buy many electric heater, so you buy the three heaters of 30 30 30. Now you are creating the 90 power of heating in a greenhouse which affect the environment. So this is what backfire is about. Efficiency increase so much that total resource use become even higher than the before. Okay, and the spillover effect, what is it? It is a positive or negative impact of a company activity on other countries, business and communities. So now we are talking about internationally, and this can be happen when through the exports and import. So the key points are, it can be a positive or negative, often occur through global supply chain, and business should consider indirect impacts. Okay, so example are importing flowers from farm that cause deforestation creates a negative environmental spillover. Okay, so this example is that you are importing the poinsettia plant, okay, from the Europe to Asia. So if the Europe farmer from which you are importing it cut the so much forest for creating more greenhouse, then indirectly you are the part of that environmental loss. So you are creating the negative environmental spillover. So this is the spillover effect. Okay, now again the system thinking. I already told you about in the previous video about system thinking. It is considered that you are thinking, you are taking any decision that should be economic, environmental, and social awareness. You should think about your decision that should not affect any of these factors, so that will system thinking. Okay, so it is important because it makes you a better decision maker and identifies long term impacts, reduce unintended consequences, and it support sustainable management. Okay, and its examples are reducing pesticide use, improve biodiversity. Okay, so the pesticide is reducing, the biodiversity is improving, and it increases customer trust but may increase the production cost. Okay, so we think about environment, social sustainability, but after all, a company is built for its profit. They have to give the salary to the employees, so production cost should be a part of that decision. We don't say that reduce the pesticide, this is not good. No, farmers are also using it, everyone is using it because they know they have to make profit. Okay, so now talking about the sustainability trade-off. I also told about the trade-off, now it's a sustainability trade-off. Okay, trade-off is a situation where improving one sustainability objective creates disadvantages in another objective. Okay, like peat free production, it lower environmental impact but it will better sustainability images. Okay, if you are using the peat free production, then it make your reputation so high, but disadvantages is higher production cost and the greater production risk. Okay, so this is about the trade-off, and the triple bottom line in trade-off is when making any decision, manager should evaluate. Manager means you are the manager, but you should evaluate when you are taking any decision. It should be economic, environmental, and social. Profit, planet, people, 3 P's. Profit, cost, profitability, competitiveness, environment, emissions, resource use, biodiversity, climate change, all the things. Social, employee, customer, communities. Okay, so now the quick reason: weak sustainability is nature can be replaced, strong means nature cannot be replaced. Planetary boundaries, learn this 9 ecological limits. Go back to the video, write down the 9 ecological planetary boundaries. That is very important, you should remember, because whenever you are at a manager level, whenever you are facing the interview, if you tell that if as a sustainable manager I will take my decision by keeping in mind about the 9 planetary boundaries that are this, so they will be impressed and hire you because you did a homework very well. Okay, and the Doughnut model, the human needs within ecological limits. Okay, rebound effect, efficiency can increase consumption. Spillover effect, impact beyond the company, like the indirectly you are doing the environmental laws. Okay, system thinking, everything is connected. Trade-off, balance economy, environmental and social goals. Okay, and these are the expected questions that can become in exam, and they are the exam tips you should follow. Okay, so now this is all about this, and in the next video I will tell you about the corporate sustainability. And for now I will say that this notes is very premium. I made it from the professor note. You know, you are in Germany, the public university, and the professor have a great experience, and they are teaching the students, and the student made this note, and I am just telling you in a free cost. So please like, share and comment, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.